What's up? What's up? Let's just get into that. How's everybody doing, man? The last call podcast. It's Wednesday the 18th. Um, um, diggy. I want to make this quick, easy to get into a groove, man. Fucking and happy Wednesday. Get over the hump. Last Wednesday before Christmas. I think Christmas is on Wednesday. I need to get a couple things in this week. So one is this video real quick that I was that you all know about. And I mentioned it in my last podcast also about this fool where, I know he's got to be tried and got to go through all that stuff. And you know that if I say I'm a believer in the judicial system, I'm a believer in the belief of the judicial system, what it's supposed to do, knowing damn well that it's completely flawed and corrupt. But there's certain things, that I brought up in my podcast that I just want to put this video out here before I put it to rest and put a few items, quite frankly, out to rest before the end of the year, man. And obviously this is one of them, this. I also I'm going to do a short video on that school shooting, the 15-year-old girl. Because this, what's the theme with both of these things, right? Guns. Don't even care if they're legal or illegal or where they got them from. But again, more gun violence. I don't know why that's not being resurfacing, the topic. Are people just tired of this, or is this just more examples of we need to do stuff? 15-year-old takes out a teacher and a student, a youngster that goes to school to be inspired, and one who goes to their job to do the inspiring, taken away by the Second Amendment. 15-year-old. Not supposed to have it on the premises. Shouldn't even have it on her being. Anyway, let's get into this fool over here. And before we do a couple things, definitely appreciate you checking me out. And even though I already said what some people might consider harsh or, subjective, I do try to be a little more objective on this and just present sort of facts with a little bit, some educated opinion on how I feel, mixed in with a little bit of common sense also. So if you know me, last call, we hang. If we're part of the sector or sector, anybody out there, what's up? Thanks for checking me out. Thanks for keeping tuned, and anybody just checking me out for the first time, thank you, welcome. If you're new, you're old, anywhere in between, do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe, damn it. My subscription that shit has not moved for weeks. Normally I could get like one a week or some shit like that. This one has not moved. What up with that? Give me a Christmas present. Subscribe, damn it. Let me know that you did. Leave me some comments, all that sort of stuff. It's all good for the conversation. Things that you think I might have missed, things I could get back to, things I could answer with as well, or look up. I appreciate all that shit while I do that, man. So try to keep it in mind. Check out my older videos that I have out there. They're still up for you. I try to do the weekly podcast. I would normally be doing my weekly podcast tonight, Wednesday night. But I think I'm going to do it on Thursday night, keep it light enough, and just do like some movie stuff and some Christmas themed entertainment. If you recognize when Halloween came, it was like 4 straight weeks of Halloween shit. I'm just shoving one in just before Christmas time there. And then I might do one like right after Christmas. I don't really see me doing a podcast on Christmas Eve, Christmas. I'll be doing some family stuff. and I bet some of you will be too. If I can break away or get a late night live, maybe I'll try to do that. And if I can't, I'll just do, I believe, a Thursday thing. Keep it real light into the new year. Chat it up with some people, this, that, the other, and you know, talk about what we expect to see, what we expect to do in the near future. But either way, thanks for coming. Subscribe, comment, have a conversation, and let's do this damn thing. So if you listen to my podcast, and if you didn't, go back ahead, I think it was podcast number 14. It had some good topics on board with that, and one of the topics was this fool here. Now, I don't really feel like I have to go back and present all the facts about this guy. Let me see if I could do a little wrap up without even trying to bore you guys. And some people call this guy a hero, right? So we know with the events, and I just want to straight up. I'll just put it out there straight up. Don't call this goddamn guy no hero, man. For a couple reasons. One reason is just we can't have a society, and we should echo this. We can't have a society where people are going around offing people and masking it as though it's justice or some sort of revolutionary act. We shouldn't be applauding this. Shouldn't be patting this guy's GoFundMe or defense fund when you don't even have the facts, or you don't really have any strong beliefs yourself, so we know way back this kid, I know I had trouble pronouncing his name again in the first place, so give the shit a try here. This kid, Luigi, and I say kid, he's 26, but he's a kid in many ways. Luigi Mangione, or Mangione, could be pronouncing that incorrectly, but I'm just going to be referring to him as Luigi from now on in here. All right. So we know this guy is a 26-year-old Ivy League graduate kid, and we could bet that he has somewhat intelligence, but not maybe textbook intelligence. And it looks to me he kind of went down the rabbit hole. Backed up by his love for the Unabomber and his teachings and readings and all that kind of stuff, that he went through this rabbit hole of these lone wolves and this sort of justice against the system. I say kid because he's 26, fresh out of school. I don't really think he has worldly experience. They showed a lot of his vacationing pics and traveling pics like that, but that's a whole lot of surface and not systematic, integral type of life experience. I believe it's very nice to experience these places, but you could only really experience it surface deep. You're not really getting into the system and how things are run. I truly believe that this thing that he had injured his back and had some back surgery and whatnot. And his experience with the healthcare system wasn't great. He understandably, besides being in physical pain, he was very frustrated by the things that he had to go through. And like I think with a lot of people who aren't conscious of these adverse things in society that everyday people have to go through, this was one that he couldn't handle and decided to go berserk off of him finally dealing with some sort of reality. And this is the way that he handled it. I believe it probably could have been anything that kind of stood in his way of what reality was, right? And he buried himself with this information, and he consumed himself with this information until he prepared to do what he was going to do. It was said he wasn't even a client of the United Healthcare system. It so happens through his homework, and the person that he took out was also not a great person as well. So in terms of symbolism, good versus bad, selecting a target to make a statement, yeah, you could do all that. And but again, this is not the Wild West. Has anything changed in your healthcare policy from this? Has your CEO changed any of their ways? Did your premium change? Is anybody waking up in that sector on your behalf because of what this guy did to the other guy? What's his name? Brian Thompson. He was a bad dude. He messing around with company stock, sold his shares before the shares went belly up, or the investments went belly up. He didn't tell the other holders anything, and dirty tactics, as you would expect. I think in society, those people that do, the Madoff people, the people in these decisions that make these decisions that don't necessarily have to answer to, the underdog stakeholders, the everyday people, this obviously goes on. So if he's so passionate about this, are there not other things that we've been facing this inflation for 4 or 5 years that he could have directed his attention towards? So anyway, he was still amateuric. The way they found him at McDonald's, they say he pulled down he probably would have been long gone. He could have been chilling in Mexico by now. Pulled down his mask to talk to a girl. That's where they were able to at least get some sort of facial recognition. They found him at McDonald's. One guy found him at McDonald's and called the number to turn him in, which they tried to screw this guy out of money also. I need to follow up and find out what happened with him. But they found him with the murder weapons, some other shit. Basically everything in his knapsack that said, "I did it, please arrest me," while he was sitting out there having a freaking Happy Meal at McDonald's, unprepared for the whole thing. So, again, and I kind of relate this to Biden pardoning his son on his way out. Biden, who made all of these tough policies to affect the super criminals and this and that. And there's his son, one of those people, doesn't bat an eye. This makes him walk out with his losing legacy. But anyway, I don't want to go too far off script with this. So far, there's a lot of support for this guy. And you really got to wonder. You got to wonder if social media wasn't around. Would this guy get such outwardly support for doing that act? Would it have gotten so much sensationalism? Would this just be another blip in the paper, in the media? But it's because people that want to feel like they're backing up something, or revolutionaries themselves, or anti-establishment, are kind of patting this guy in the back and he's not a hero. He's a kid. He grew up privileged. He didn't really have a fight in life. And this is the one thing that made him feel like he belonged. This anti-establishment, ignited by his particular experience with the healthcare system. So he's no different from anybody who got mad at anything. A school shooter who was bullied or feels like they were bullied. I'm not even going to say bullied. Or maybe some sort of incel individual that wants payback. Not even like I want to know this guy's life and everything, but in the footsteps of wanting to know what creates this sort of individual. What was his life like? We know that he was recluse from his family, at least since the summertime. Nobody heard from him. All his social media accounts from summertime to the time of the shooting. The whole time in November, hole up somewhere in New York, stalking out the guy. What's more with his past? Seems like he did have some friends. Didn't seem like he had a female companion. Was this misdirected anger? And the thing we have to take away from this is there are people who have misjustice every day. People are, uh, or did I say misjustice? Injustice every day. People who are um, arrested unjustly, accused unjustly. They can't go back and just start going, dare I say, postal towards anybody, and then the nation just clap because this is not the society that you signed up for. You know, if it wasn't an individual that you didn't like the smile or seemed so intriguing at the beginning, you wouldn't back them. If it was everything that you hated superficially and stereotypically, you would demonize this person instead. You'd want him buried under the jail. But for some reason, you look at this guy as an angelic figure, such a nice boy that didn't do his homework too well, who caught feelings, who probably had the means and resources to solve whatever issues that he has and properly expose it and prevent others. Selfishly do it this way. He had the means, like he had the resource and privilege to probably make documentaries, to probably call other bigwigs in to draw attention to this individual who was going to go down if you just expose it. Look at the information that exposed after you killed him. But again, at the end of the day, this only serves him. This doesn't serve you or me, who are still paying insurance policies and plans and premiums, all that sort of stuff. It just serves this guy. So I actually thought I was going to go another way with this and read a little bit, but I see that my video is getting a little long. I just wanted to see if we had any new information with him. And really just the new information is how much support that this guy is getting. Let me just see something else for a second before I get out of here. There's the dude, of course. People are, he was a father and a husband to somebody. I don't know if he was great with all of that, but, you also took that away from this person. And maybe he could have been better served behind bars, right? So where is that thing that I wanted to do? Arrived in New York, blah, 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 and trace. He had the 3D. How does that work? I think I saw something on that once. The untraceable 3D printed gun. So this guy, jeez. Murder suspect, Weston, forgery charges, convicted himself. So now they're still trying to see if they're going to extradite him on there. They're going to have the hearing, which could be coming up by the end of the week. So we'll see how that goes. I might not even do a follow-up on that. I really am not too even interested in this guy, because I consider him kind of like a lost kid, and this is the way that he decided. He wasn't just focused on this. It was some sort of depression and stuff, rabbit hole that he went into before he did this also, right? Let's see. I believe this book will go down in history as the most important philosophical text. No, that's not the one I wanted to read. All right. I'm just looking at an interview that was done, but this is about it for this guy. I'm kind of interested to see how this is going to end up, and I just want to see the beginnings of the trial, how the judge will regard him, and what the atmosphere would be like when he gets in there, because I don't believe he's going to be regarded well, because this is not the type of thing that the justice system wants to promote, right? And quite frankly, people on the little cheerleaders cheering this guy on should not be trying to promote this either, right? It's not what we are. This is not what we do, man. But we will look out for this. Not exactly what you call a hero. But just touching on this, look out for my live probably do that for an hour tomorrow. And if you stop by to check me out, definitely appreciate it. Do all that good stuff for me. Subscribe, comment, share. Yeah. And it's Wednesday. Got over the hump. All right, party people. Happy holidays as we get into the weekend. Check out my live when I do it. Appreciate y'all.